So tell me about vaudeville. What's the gossip?
You mean besides you? We're dead for winter, and McGregor's coming into the Apollo with this snoozer.
The third episode is entitled The Dangerous Maid. The title refers to a play that was coming to Atlantic City in 1921, real play actually, called The Dangerous Maid. Lucy is visited by Eddie Cantor earlier in the episode. We've set up the fact that they know each other through the Ziegfeld Follies, and he tells her about the play and leaves behind a copy of the script. And because Lucy is sort of shut in and really a prisoner in her own home, she sort of fantasizes about being back on the road and performing again.
A dangerous maid.
It's also an episode where we get to meet and know Katie, Nucky and Margaret's actual maid. We end the episode with Katie trying to get a little closer to Margaret that Margaret's quite comfortable with, and maybe start to wonder whether or not Katie is, in fact, dangerous herself.
What are you doing here?
Hey. Capone and Jimmy are in many ways opposites. I think they admire each other for different reasons. I think Capone admires Jimmy's skill, his sort of ability to strategize. I think Jimmy admires Capone as a gangster in the sense of he's almost like pure id. The guy just takes what he wants, does what he wants. I think both of those in the gangster world are good qualities to have.
So we're both cooking with gas.
Salute.
Salute.
Each one sort of complements the other. I think on their own, they maybe it's going to take a few years before they both, polish their game. So, to see the two of them together is an interesting juxtaposition of their two styles. Jimmy's advocating this political coup against Nucky, and Capone is kind of mystified. It's just, put a bullet in his head.
Maya, Charlie, I believe you know Mr. Masseria?
Everybody knows Joe the Boss.
The Joe the Boss scene is really illustrative of what's going on in organized crime in 1921, that even though Lansky and Luciano are coming up in the world, they're still really under the thumbs of the Arnold Rothsteins and the Mazzarias of the world. So we really wanted to show that and introduce this character who, will play a bigger role as the seasons progress.
Perhaps you also know, though it is of course news to me, that a card game you operate is located in territory that Mr. Masseria considers to be his.
Not considers. It's mine.
It's really laying out the groundwork of what was happening in New York at the time. The Lower East Side was, for the most part, controlled by Joe Mazzaria. It's really a territorial thing. If you're doing any kind of business on the Lower East Side, you will, in some way, shape, or form, answer to Joe Mazzaria. And particularly for an Italian-American like Luciano, if you want to operate at all, you're going to have to deal with this man. That said, Luciano didn't really work for him, but he also was a free agent. They sort of, grabbed with both hands and just did whatever they could.
Then we have an agreement?